Hello everybody, my name is Guillaume.
My name is Chris.
And welcome to this new Q&A. This, as usual, will be about questions and answers. You have provided many questions in the comments. And we will try our very best to provide some answers. As usual, I haven't seen any of the questions. Chris did all the hard work.
Well, it's not hard to choose good questions and good, just comments, really.
Let's say the questions are not usually the problem. Let's begin.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm looking for a guitar under 1K, but I'm a little confused. What can be other options for that price range? Because I'm not liking the tone of the SE. This came under the PRS Silver Sky SE video, just to put things in context. I like the Fender tone better, which was the Vintera 60 in that video. So what's the best Fender Strat under 1K? Okay, so it started like best guitar under 1K and then best Fender Strat. So that eliminates a lot of other guitars than Fender Strats.
The thing is, 1K is such a high, kind of high price point. There's so much stuff under there.
Yeah. It depends really what kind of Strat tone you're after. Like, let's say we stick just to Fender and just to real Strats, no S-types, no other brands. Yeah. You still have, I don't know how many Squire models.
Quite a bunch.
And of course the Mexicos. And if you find a B-stock, the Performer, American Performer, could also be just above or maybe even at 1K.
A bunch of road-worn stuff as well, just underneath, they're $999 or $1,000.
Yeah. I thought those were 1,100, but
it depends. It depends on the model. Some of them, the fancier ones, like the Paisley Telly, is a little bit above 1K, but usually Strat and Tellys you find at $999 or something like that. So it depends on how close you want to get to 1,000, really.
It's really hard to say. There's no best, obviously. There are different ones. I don't know. I would probably prefer the pickups and electronics and the tremolo of a model, and then maybe the looks of another one. And then, maybe I'd go for something that's more affordable, like the Player series, the normal entry Mexico series, or maybe even a classic vibe Squire, and then just mod it, because that's also fun if you're into that. So,
in my opinion, classic vibe is still the best bang for the buck. At that, in that price point, it's at least in the Fender range, nothing beats it in terms of quality for the money. The thing is, what do you see yourself do with that guitar? Is it going to be the guitar? Is it going to be a mod platform? Are you going to work on it? Because in that case, I'd probably fork out a little bit more, go for something for example, a Road Worn, and then you get everything nitro, and then, somewhere down the line, you just swap the pickups for some off the shelf, good quality, Seymour Duncans or Fender Custom Shop even, pickups, swap the pots, and you're golden. It's basically, all the best parts. So,
if I wanted something more modern, I'd look for the Player Plus.
Yeah, Player Plus is really good.
Mexicos, those are great if you want noiseless and all that stuff. If you're more into traditional kind of Strats, I guess if I had a gig in 2 days and I needed a guitar that just works immediately, I'd go probably for a Player. Yeah. Or maybe the Vintera 60 if I like the pickups or the neck profile more. But those are very close, in terms of feel, quality and all that stuff. Maybe I think I prefer the pickups and the parts in the Vintera and the colors. So if that's something you're into, then it's worth some extra money. But to be honest, the normal Player series is just so impressive.
Definitely.
I'd totally be happy with it. And then along the line, at some point I would probably start swapping out parts because I'm a nerd, but they just work.
My second best guitar is what used to be the Player, the classic.
Is that a standard?
It's a classic 60s.
It's a classic 60s. The Seafoam.
Daphne Blue.
Daphne Blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not very blue anymore, but that was that guitar, and it's on par with every other guitar that I have. It just sounds so good.
We're talking about the Silver Sky SE just remotely. In the first one, this came under the same video, Andrea Safora. How do you do the setup with an 8.5-inch radius? And a big smiley. Well, to be honest, did you recognize the 8.5 radius on the guitar? It felt like a perfectly normal 9.5 modern Fender.
Really,
to be honest, like the fretboard. The neck didn't, but the fretboard for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like you don't feel the difference at all in terms of setup because we both know I'm the guitar tech in the room.
Yeah.
It's, you know, if you have like a radius gauge or whatnot, and just like it's the exact same measurement because you don't measure in terms of the radius, you just measure from the fret, like from the top of the fret.
Yeah.
So, you know, however radius that is, you're just taking the distance at the one point from like the string. Or I don't think it makes that much of a difference, if any difference, to be honest.
To be honest, the American Silver Skies, which have the 7.7¼ inch radius, which is the roundest, like the most vintagey kind of roundest.
But isn't it compound radius on the US one?
A little bit. I don't think the fretboard is, but I think they trick a little.
But they do something up there.
The specs doesn't say it, but I think they trick because you can set up even those with the 7¼ inch radius with a very flat string action, and they don't freak out, they don't fret out, the strings ring as they should, and it's just a very nice and round feel. So it just feels perfect. I understand if someone never tried it, would then maybe be afraid of it or just laugh at it like, you know, so outdated, how would you ever want to go there? You play one, and then you're like, how is that an issue at all?
It's a non-issue.
It is an issue if you're John Petrucci and you want super low action, like 1 millimeter at the 12th fret. It's not going to work. And that was a chair.
I mean, he's going to say it was the chair, but... That's what I do as well when that happens to me. I keep doing it so that people realize it's actually the chair. Because then if you stop, like, you know, questions still arise. Speaking of questions.
Yeah, so don't worry about the radius.
Not at all.
The SE1 has 8.5. It feels like a 9.5. It feels like this guitar or that guitar or any other guitar with a 9.5 radius. Great Southern Pansy. I like this comment.
Love that.
Great Southern Pansy, you're a cool person. Chris has better tones, but Guillaume has better excuses. I'm torn. Let's call this a draw, shall we?
Oh shit, so I'm gonna have to take back what I just said. Also, okay, that's why you started.
This was the semi-hollow video,
praise.
the challenge. Who has the better semi-hollow, like 335, 330.
Yeah, I do have good excuses. That's true. That's true. I'm usually pretty good at those.
Everyone has talents, except for me.
Yeah, I mean it's always. I always find those challenges interesting because. Well, a lot of you guys realize that what we do it for the purpose of showing out different sounds as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, when I say that this is my clean tone, yeah, it is like, you know, it is one of my favorite tones and I will use that as a clean tone often. It's not a clean tone. Like, I mean, come on.
It's clearly not meant to be.
So it's also part of the thing, but like I realize now, like in the comments, some of you take it like so seriously, like mostly about the clean tone conversation. Like, this is not clean. It's like, I know. I just told you I was turning on 2 drives. Like, what? Come on.
Yeah, it's more of a statement actually. Like, obviously he would, you know, get a different clean tone if he didn't use all those drive pedals, but he just doesn't do that at home. So why would he do it in a challenge where he wants to show off his favorite clean tone, which is not a clean tone?
Yeah, and that way, you know, we have a bunch of different things and not just this or, you know, just the boring clean tone and then slightly less boring clean tone. But
Guillaume has better excuses. Yeah, we have that covered. Okay, let's move on.
Next comment.
Lewis Conger. Have to say that you both chose Gibson disappoints me greatly. We're still talking about the same semi-hollow challenge video. Well,
is that the end of the comment?
Yeah, that's it. I have to say.
Why are you disappointed? Tell us.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting thing to say because if we're talking about that traditional like semi-hollow tone, the 335 kind of tone, isn't that where it all really started? Like the semi-hollow, not talking about jazz boxes, not talking about Gretsch and their take on it, which is a full hollow body, traditionally speaking, with the filtertrons. If we're talking about a semi-hollow tone, that kind of 335 tone, if you take anything except for Gibson, you will have a different take on a traditional Gibson sound.
Yeah.
If you take an Epiphone, because you just don't want to take only Gibson, the Gibsons will have better electronics. There's a reason for them being more expensive, not only being produced in the USA, which is more expensive. They will have better specs. They will just outperform Epiphones, which is something they should do because they cost more money. So clearly. So what else would you take? Like, there are Dangelicos, which are great, but it's still a take on a 335, right?
But it's funny because it's a conversation that mostly just happens with Gibson, and that's something that I've always found like a little bit amusing. Like, no one said anything when for the Strat video we used Strats and not just double cut over the. It's
three
like
single coil pickups.
Exactly, like
guitars.
S-type instruments and T-type instruments for the Tele. Like, no one said anything about those. But then we go on to 335, and historically, like a semi-hollow guitar is a Gibson because that was one of the 3 guitar brands on the market.
Pretty much.
It's that's it. If we're talking about classic sounds, it's got to be that. And that's not saying that. D'Angelico or any other guitar brand that does semi-hollow.
Yeah, Guild and all those great brands.
Inspired guitars. It's nothing against that.
They're great, but it's just a very different thing. Like, to be honest, I don't know anyone who doesn't think of a 335 or a 330 or a Casino, like the original Epiphone Casinos, if I ask him about semi-hollow guitars. That's the first thing you think of.
Yeah.
Gibson or original Epiphone semi-hollows or full hollows, but with the shallow body. So
I would have liked to see the reactions on that video if I'd picked like a thin line Tele.
Oh,
like a thin line Tele or just like.
Yeah, but that's not really a semi-hollow.
It is partially hollow.
Yeah, well,
grammatically speaking,
technically it's a semi-hollow. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I really want to do a Gretsch episode in
100%.
this challenge thing. So
100%.
let's not ignore the fact that there are other hollow and semi-hollow body guitars, and we love them. This was just not that theme.
Yeah.
It was just a different, Oh. Great, Brian. Same video. What is a hollow body tone? Turn down the tone knob, and they all sound like that. It's electric, after all. It's kind of like when someone has a big jazz box, but it doesn't sound like jazz because of the big box. It sounds like it because they use the neck pickup, turn down the volume, and turn down the tone control. A Tele sounds like that too when you do the same thing. If you ever had a guitar like this in your hands and plugged a solid body or any other kind of guitar into it with tone and volume open, you would know immediately why we cannot agree with you at all. And that being said, with all the respect and everything, everyone believes and hears whatever is, who am I to say like I'm right and you're wrong? But
that's true.
In this case,
Shh, we said we wouldn't say it.
No, seriously. Like, no, they do not feel or play or react in any way the same way. Like if we're talking about a Tele with tone and volume rolled down or whatever, and semi-hollow or jazz box, it's just such a different tone, and it's not all electronics.
Yeah,
it's just not.
Absolutely.
Because strings and their vibration has to do with everything that is solid on here.
Yeah.
The tuners, everything, the nut, the frets, even everything makes a difference. And yes, the body, if it's hollow, if it's solid, the weight of the wood, all of that matters more or less. Let's not get into 50% is the words. I don't know, but there's definitely a clear difference if you put down the guitars. Yeah, it's all the bone nut, all the nut slots, just the slots.
That's it, just the slots.
Okay, well, just sit down with different body type guitars, and plug them in the same nice, clean amp. That's it. Nothing else necessary to feel how very different they will sound.
Put the same set of pickups into Les Paul and the 335.
Or that, yeah. Oh man, it's
just
huge differences.
It's different.
Okay, Hugo Lopez, which is, I think, if we're talking about Spanish, I guess it's Hugo, because you don't pronounce the H, right? Hugo Lopez?
Hugo
Lopez. Send me a €2,500 rig and I'll still sound like shizzle.
Don't do yourself like that, man. It's like, come on.
I found it funny because that's exactly how I feel like before every purchase decision. Like when I bought this guitar, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I deserve it. It's like expensive and whatever. If you can set goals that are sort of achievable at one point in the near future, a few years, few months, I don't know, many years, depends on your patience, really, nothing else. And just aim for it and just enjoy the journey whilst getting there. I think that's, everyone sounds better with good gear.
Learning or buying?
No. I mean, plan to buy something that's sort of too expensive and wait for it and enjoy the ride whilst saving up for it or selling other stuff to make money for it and whatever. Everyone sounds better with better gear. So for that reason, everyone should get the best possible gear they could get, because that new nice gear, not because it's new, but because it's nice, will motivate them to play more because they enjoy how it feels and how it sounds.
100%. So there is some of that. And there's also the fact that you don't even have to play guitar to buy guitars. If you just want to buy something nice for yourself and you think you won't do it justice, don't. You don't have to do it any justice. If you like it and you can buy it, why not? There's a lot of dentists out there who've got plenty of really cool guitars and never learned to play them.
Let's not talk about that.
No, but but
I know what you mean. Like, how many people will buy a super fast car and then just cruise on the motorway, just
got a V8, but that's limited at 80. And
it's you can still enjoy it. So
if it makes you happy, go for it. You don't have to deserve a guitar. It's just like...
Yeah. And the last one is from... You ready? Scripties.
How do you use...
Okay. There's no other way of...
Scripties.
So it's,
Scripties.
It's a name. Would this be a good first guitar? We're talking about the Silver Sky SE.
Oh, okay. We're not.
I'm going to be taking lessons and want something nice. My budget is 1,200 max. I'm guessing euros or dollars.
Yeah,
kind of similar. I listen to everything from Pantera to John Mayer, so I like everything. Wow. Okay, I will start by saying no.
It is not the best guitar for Cowboys from Hell.
No. Like, if you really want a guitar for everything and you want a humbucker for like super mean metal stuff, get an HSS S-type.
Your buddy is a cowboy from hell.
Your buddy is a from...
Just started doing mashups right now. It's extremely funny. Sorry. Chris was right. This might not be the right guitar, I think.
Can you take over? I cannot say anything.
If you want to play things like your buddy is a cowboy from hell, you should not go for that one. It's great for anything from blues rock to softer pop and funk and all of that. It will not do metal.
Yeah, kind of, yes. You can force it.
You can force it too, but
get an HSS S-type, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're
really
looking
want
for
to
that
go
much
there,
for versatility,
And if you still want to nail like John Mayer kind of tones and all these Clapton kind of stratty tones, you kind of want to have that fourth position for sure, and also something like the second position. And if you have an HSS, you can still have a decent second position.
I get the Player Plus.
Yeah.
The Player Plus, I think, is within budget, and it's got the HSS, the Strat HSS.
Yeah.
And that was good. And the split second position, you do get like a second position.
Yeah.
It's only one coil of the humbucker. I think that'll be
really good. Yeah.
It sounded great. It played great. The humbucker is medium to kind of low medium output. Like it's not a heavy humbucker, but it'll still be way better at getting to metal than a single coil in the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, with today's amps, with all the gain you have, and just throw maybe a tube screamer in front of your amp, and you have all the gain. You don't need a high output humbucker to have like a really chunky, precise and mean metal tone.
Yeah.
So, good call. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay, good advice. Let's finish on that because
let's finish before it's too late.
Only happens every full moon.
You guys take it easy. Thank you so much for all the awesome comments.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed this one and was any useful. I mean, the last one was for sure.
Apparently, I had one useful answer. That's the first. We've done like 3 or 4 Q&As already.
Give this man a raise.
Thank you. Now, you guys take care. If you enjoyed that video, please like it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. We'll see you in the comment section and we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.